Hey everyone, welcome back to the CTE Companion. And today I just wanted to take the chance to appreciate how good the fights coming up are over the spring. All spring long, it seems we have some really good fights all around the combat sports world in the UFC, boxing. We have the MVP card coming up. Even the PFL has some good fights coming up. But before we get into this, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the views on the Ronda Rousey Gina Carano video. I really appreciate that. And shout out to the person who subscribed. I appreciate it. I would shout you out by name, but they have it disabled. So, anyways, let's get right into the video. If you could like and subscribe, trying to push 10 subscribers by the end of April, that would be great. So if you, yes, you watching this right now, could subscribe, it would go a long way, get us a bit halfway there to our goal of 10 subscribers. But without further ado, starting off with the UFC, we have this weekend's event coming up tomorrow at 4. Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy, the UFC London card. This is going to be a great card. A lot of showcases for UK fighters. This one is going to be one of the events with the lower stakes. I know Movsar versus Lerone Murphy is a title eliminator, hopefully, for one of them. But when Mobstar wins this and disappears for 18 months and doesn't get a title shot off of it, I wouldn't exactly be subscribed or surprised rather. Yeah. Anyways, but following that, we have Adesanya versus Piper, and the co-main event of that, Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. This one has less title implications, but when I was taking a look at it, the odds for the main event and the co-main event are so close. No one cracks a minus 200. They're both in the some places have it as a pick'em for Adesanya and Piper. Some places have Adesanya as a favorite. Some have Piper as a favorite. Alexa Grasso and Macy Barber is essentially a pick'em as well, according to the odds. We have old man Michael Chiesa on the card. Mansour Abdul Malik, Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. This card looks pretty good, especially at the top. We have a couple of close fights. I think that it'll be unfortunate to see Michael Chiesa lose. I called him Old Man Chiesa, not to hate, but he's been around for a while. He's one of those fighters you don't like to see lose, but it's probably going to lose for the rest of his career, unfortunately. Following that, we have Moicano versus Duncan. This card does not look all that great. I mean, we got Ethan Ewing on there, Charles Radke. But I do have a solution for this weekend. I'm telling you guys, every weekend, every Saturday, some Fridays, and even a random Thursday in there, have them crossed off your schedule because it is going to be a busy Saturday every single weekend till at least the end of May for now. Hopefully, the UFC and these other events can keep it up. Following that up, we have UFC 327, another close fight. Prohaska versus Alberg. We have the flyweight title on the line. Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Curtis Blades and Josh Hockett. I don't think that one's going to be all that close. Curtis Blades probably going to win that one. We have two of the most chinny fighters in the UFC, Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. Azamat Murzakanov and Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa, I think his first fight at light heavyweight against a light heavyweight. Paulo Costa, he had that fight against Marvin Vettori. I think that was moved up to light heavyweight. One of the best fights that I've seen. When he didn't cut weight down to when neither of them cut weight down to middleweight. The output was insane, absolute banger. So Paulo Costa at middleweight versus Azamat Murzakanov. That's going to be a great one. This one probably means a little bit more to me than everyone else having the Canada card. I'm really excited for this one, but I could see other people not be because the names aren't exactly there unless you are Canadian. Following that, though, we have not UFC Brady versus Buckley. We have Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Zalal, Davy Grant versus Juan Adrian Martinetti. Sorry. But yeah, Zalal versus Sterling. Gonna be some crazy scrambles in this fight. I believe that this is gonna be an entertaining grappling fight, similar to the Aljamain Sterling and Movsar Evloev fight, where on the bit action on the feet, but some crazy scrambles. Not a lot of lay and pray. This won't be like a grappling domination. I think that this will be back and forth and be really fun. And we're almost at April at this point. We have UFC or we're almost, that's the end of April rather. At May, UFC Perth, Jack Della Maddalena, Carlos Prates, Benil Dariush, Quillan Salkield. I know I was talking about how close some of the earlier fights were. That one is not going to be all that close. But the Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates fight, that's pretty much a pick'em at this point as well. Tai Tuivasa versus Sean Sharath. Kind of cinema anytime Tai Tuivasa fights, whether in a good way or a bad way. Jacob Malkoun versus GM3. Then we have UFC 328. Hamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Alexander Volkov, Waldo Cortez Acosta. That fight flying under the radar. I saw this while I was looking at fights for this video. I missed that one being announced. That's going to be a good one. Bogdan Guskov versus Jan Blachowicz. Hopefully, maybe if this is Jan Blachowicz's last fight, it'll be good to see him go out. Hopefully he only has 1 or 2 more left. He seems pretty done. His knees, his shoulders, not doing too well at this point. Atiba Gauthier versus Ozzy Diaz. I guess we're looking for another Atiba Gauthier knockout. Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. I think that this should probably be the co-main event. It was the headline of a fight night before. And where the fuck did Jeremy Stevens versus Bobby Green or King Green come from? Never saw that. I didn't realize that was announced. That's going to be an absolute banger. And then we have Arnold Allen versus Mikhail Kostev. Both of the... Oh my goodness, that was Mikhail Costa. Both of them fought earlier this year. Costa coming off a knockout of Dan Ige, I believe. And Arnold Allen obviously having that fight with Jean Silva. Really seems like guys who lose fights are coming back sooner than the guys who win fights at this point. I mean, I've noticed that trend throughout this year and last year. Especially, I don't know if it's always been there and I just haven't noticed till now. But yeah, it really seems like the losers of fights are coming back sooner than the winners. And then we have Song Yadong versus Davison Figueiredo. I mean, Sean O'Malley's booked, but this is technically before the White House card, so it is what it is. This card looks absolutely stacked. I mean, Sergey Pavlovich versus Taliesin Teixeira, Sangman Yang versus Alonzo Menafield, Alex Perez versus Sue Madajaru. I don't know if this is going to be a Baku card or something. This one has to be in front of people if they're putting... I mean, I guess there's only 4 ranked. Is Alex Perez ranked? Whatever. A bunch of ranked or formerly ranked fighters. Crazy that is kind of what a stack card is, but it is a fight night, so yeah, this will be really good. Especially that main event will be entertaining. I think Song Yadong pieced him up. Sergey Pavlovich versus Taliesin Teixeira. We'll see. Hopefully, Sergey Pavlovich can get another knockout. Bilal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. That's going to be an absolute banger. And then, obviously, the UFC White House card, Freedom 250. That's going to be a great event as well. Yeah, and as I said earlier, so we do have more than just UFC these days. What am I doing? Yeah, so for this Moicano Duncan one, like I said, there is other solutions for the boring weekends. So let's start off with boxing, because the reason I named this the CT companion and not a UFC specific one is because I don't just watch the UFC. Primarily so far, I've only talked about the UFC. If there are any recurring viewers, shout out to that one new sub. But yeah, I mean, I like boxing as well and all kinds of MMA. So really quickly, we have some pretty great boxing fights as well. Fundora versus Keith Thurman. That'll be great. And then that April 4th one, Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. 12 rounds in the heavyweight division. I think Derek Chisora knocks him out. Following that, we have a Tyson Fury fight. And then after that, April 17th, I guess that's a Friday, Alicia Baumgartner coming back, greatest woman of all time. We have a Tokyo event, Inoue versus Junta. That fight, I think that's going to be Inoue's... People are saying that's going to be Inoue's toughest test. I haven't seen this other gentleman fight, unfortunately. Yeah, same day, Gilberto... oh, yeah, the Benavidez one. That's who that is. Yeah, we have a David Benavidez fight. I guess since it's in Tokyo, it'll be early in the morning. It's probably Friday in Tokyo. At least he's not fighting at 2 Inoue's not fighting at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday like he usually is here in Canada, at least. Then we have the Giza, the fight in front of the pyramids, Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven. Yeah, just found out that this was going to be in front of the fucking pyramids. That's pretty sick. I'm pretty sure there were other fights on this card, but I'm forgetting them. And then September, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. There's the Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson exhibition. Yeah. And then there's obviously the MVP card. Gina Carano versus Ronda Rousey, May 16th, and then the Felipe Lins versus Francis Ngannou, and Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. Both of them returning to MMA. I'm real excited for this one. Perry's the favorite in this fight, and obviously Ngannou is a favorite. He's definitely, I heard he ballooned up to a much bigger favorite, and then Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. I'm just jumping in here after recording real quick. I was editing and I opened YouTube and I literally saw that I completely forgot ONE FC. I'm an absolute moron. Just a quick addendum, post editing. ONE FC has some pretty crazy fights. They have the One Samurai, which I believe is in Japan, with Rod Tang and Jonathan Haggerty on the card, not fighting each other. And literally right now as this recording is going on, so probably it'll be done by the time that this video is out, so I don't know why I'm adding it, but Nongo versus that Dagestani guy who Joe Rogan was glazing the other day. That's happening right now. That fight's going to be pretty sick. It's for the vacant Muay Thai flyweight championship. So yeah, just real quick, forgot about ONE FC. They're pretty sick. They got some good events coming up as well. And then real quick, I imagine if you're watching a YouTube video from a guy with 4 subscribers who averages about 30 views, I know I made this joke before, that you are probably a pretty hardcore MMA fan. So the PFL does have some interesting fights coming up. First off, we have next weekend, Johnny Eblen versus Brian Battle as the main event. I'm taking Johnny Eblen to win this one, but that's a sick fight that I didn't see announced. I actually only knew about this card because of Alexi Peregrande. He's doing really good stuff with his YouTube shorts and his Instagram videos. He's doing a good job of promoting himself. I think he's like 9-0, primarily a grappler. His videos are entertaining. I've been really enjoying watching them. I might need to touch grass. Anyway. And then we have the Thursday I was talking about. Thursday, April 16th. Paul Hughes main eventing a fight card in Dublin. So I guess we're pushing to have Paul Hughes versus Usman Nurmagomedov 7 or whatever. 7 p.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. So what is that? That's like midnight on a Thursday/Friday morning for the main card starting in Ireland. I don't know what they're doing. I've probably should have put that one a little bit earlier, especially for the local crowd, because that's probably like the entire only Irish people are going to be watching this one. Although the last fight that people actually went out of the way to talk to me about was Paul Hughes versus Usman Nurmagomedov. So I guess he is probably their second biggest star at this point. Yeah, well, regarding the PFL. Anyways, just wanted to appreciate what we have coming up for the next couple months. Really excited for all of them. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and as always, have a great day.